One of the great secrets in life to becoming successful, whether it's in a business, whether it's working with someone or for someone or in your own personal life.
Waiting for COVID to finish is not a good enough reason, right? Like the company doesn't survive waiting for COVID to be done.
I learned that the rejection was, every no got me closer to a yes. That not every product was perfect, but I could take those same skills, even in failure, and translate them.
Rise and shine!
It's Entspresso time!
Hey, Believe Nation, it's Evan, and every morning I bring you a shot of Entspresso to help you believe in yourself more and start your day with confidence. So good morning, grab your coffee, I believe in you, let's do this. Over to you, John Paul DeJoria.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
One of the great secrets in life to becoming successful, whether it's in a business, whether it's working with someone or for someone or in your own personal life, and I learned this selling encyclopedias door to door in my early 20s, is be prepared in life for a lot of rejection. Because if you're prepared for a lot of rejection, it comes, you don't get turned off, you don't get disappointed, like, well, I'm not going to do this anymore, no one thinks it's a good idea. It's like, I say selling encyclopedias, knock on 100 doors, they slam them in your face. You must be just as enthusiastic on door number 101 as door number 1. And that's one of the real secrets. And growing up as kids in downtown LA, we all knew that. We didn't have a lot. We knew there's a lot of things that are going to turn you down. At 7, trying to sell a flower pot on the street, most people said no, but it's only 50 cents. No, no, no. Soon a waitress in a little restaurant said, only 50 cents? That's really great. She bought it from us. And we went and built another one. You don't give up.
That really is like one of the secrets to the universe, in my opinion, that ability to stay as enthusiastic on door 101 as you were on door 1 when you've had it slammed in your face over and over and over. Is that something you can teach? Like, in fact, have you parted that onto your kids? Like, is that something that they've adopted? And if so, how did you pull that off?
Definitely. It's just like your viewers of your fabulous show here. They've just heard me say that. Now, if they write that on a piece of paper, be prepared for a lot of rejection. Whether it's in their personal life, that someone says, you're too old, you're too fat, you're too young, you're not going to do anything other than yes. You've got holes in your nose, you got things coming out your ears. Whatever is other than yes, this is wonderful, realize that's going to happen in life. As soon as people know that, when something goes wrong, they look at a piece of paper, oh yeah, that reminds me. The other quote that I give people a lot, especially entrepreneurs, is any business you're in, whether it's a service or whether it's a product, or anybody you work with that has a product or a service, always make sure that your product or your service is of the highest quality you could ever make it, because you do not want to be in the selling business. You want to be in the reorder business. Granted, you've got to tell somebody what your idea is and how it's going to cure something they may need. But the quality has to be so good that after that they want to reorder it, or if it's a one-time item, tell friends about it. And if people think in whatever they're doing in life, be in the reorder business, whether it's with a personal relationship, whatever you see right now, you're going to see again and again and again. It's going to enhance. There'll be ups and downs. Here's my product. It's so darn good, you're going to use it. We started Paul Mitchell. We had no money, but we knew our product was so darn good that if we got in the hands of enough people, they're going to be reordering it because it was that quality. Service the same way.
You're not afraid of failure, you're afraid of failing in front of somebody. That's the honest truth. You're not afraid of it not working out. You'll sing in the shower, but you won't sing on the street corner. Why? Why is that? It's because you're afraid that somebody's gonna see you fail. Much more than the actual failure itself, because you'll let yourself down a lot. You'll try a bunch of stuff and it not work out, but it's when other people see, that's when we get scared. That's when we limit ourselves. That's when we don't go do the thing, even if you feel like you know that you could do it. That little chance that somebody might reject you, that you might fail and somebody's gonna see it, is the thing that prevents you from moving forward. And what you have to understand is, that's your whole dream. That is your whole dream. You're going to not go and pursue your dream because of somebody else's opinion of you, who you may not even care about or you may not even like, and it's their opinion that is preventing you from moving forward on your dream, and we have to change that in this video. So I was just talking to Alex yesterday, and Alex helps me run Treno Dance Salsa. And it has been Canada's largest salsa dancing studio, maybe the largest in North America. And it's struggling right now because we're in COVID. And salsa dancing is not a very friendly place for social distancing, right? So business has been essentially closed since March, April, and it's really hurting the company, obviously, right? We can't have people coming in and doing dancing. So we've shifted to an online model where we have what we call Transformation Month, and Alex is gonna teach you how to do 4 different dances, remote, online, through Zoom, and then connect you with other people. So you're gonna practice with other people from around the world. And keep the fun and keep the vibe and get you doing things that you've never done before. And that's the pivot, that's the transition that we've made. So Alex is super scared about doing it. And one of the things he has to do is now start calling our students and saying, hey, we can't have our classes now, but we've got this online model. And he's afraid to do it. And he's done some, and he's started and stopped and worried about the perfect script and what he's gonna say and what are they gonna say and how are they gonna react, and it's paralyzed him. And we had to break through this because his entire dream of building this company is not gonna happen if he doesn't go and pivot and make the change. Like, waiting for COVID to finish is not a good enough reason, right? Like, the company doesn't survive waiting for COVID to be done. He is just afraid that somebody's gonna say, I don't want to do this, or give me a refund on my class, or it's not the same experience. And so as a result, he just hasn't been making the calls that he has to make. And so we had to bust through that. And that's normal. And here's what happens. You come up with all these great reasons why you can't do it, right? You come up with all of these excuses for why you can't do it, and you buy the excuses because they're legit reasons, right? You wouldn't believe a stupid reason. You wouldn't believe a reason that didn't have any kind of merit. And so what's the voice going on in Alex's head? It's something like, well, I've got all this other work to do, or, well, I need to focus on launching a new website, or I need to focus on this and that and this and that. Just all these other things, all these reasons why he can't make the calls to the students to tell them about Transformation Month at TDS. Where deep down, if you just take a little bit of distance, step back a little bit, you realize that no, it's not actually a good excuse. You're just afraid. You're just afraid. And it's something that you should look at in your life too, and I constantly examine in my life too. Are the reasons why you're not taking action actually good enough reasons, right? Are they actually good enough reasons? Are they actually deep down at the core, when you're by yourself talking to yourself, go look at yourself in the mirror, the reasons why you are not taking more action on your dreams, on your goals, are they actually good enough reasons? Or are you just afraid? Are you just afraid that it's not gonna work out, that somebody's gonna see you fail, and that means that you fail, that you're a failure, right? A lot of times we internalize it. Because I failed, that means I'm a failure. Because somebody doesn't like my product or service, they think that my service sucks, that means I suck, right? We internalize it, and because you don't want that, therefore you don't take action. And what ends up happening, I'm in a car right now, right? I'm in my car. What ends up happening is, imagine your car, you've got your foot on the gas and the brake at the same time. You know you're capable of more. You know you can do more. You know you've got a big heart, big dream, big ambition, desire to serve, want to help. You want to do more. You're capable of more, but you also have your foot at the brake at the same time. Gas and the brake at the same time. Knowing that you're capable of more, but just having the wheels spinning because you're too afraid to act. And unfortunately, that's most people. So how do you fix it? You know, my voice cracked as I said that. How do you fix it? What's the solution? Let me give you some ideas to mull over. Step 1, understand that you do difficult things. You do scary things. As soon as you recognize that the reason why you're not taking action is because you're afraid, you have to teach yourself that being afraid is not a good enough reason. Not anymore, not for you, because everything that you want out of life is on the other side of what you're afraid to do. And so it's building that muscle of, I'm afraid, I do it. I'm afraid, I take action. I'm afraid, let's go. As opposed to, I'm afraid, I play small. I'm afraid, I hedge. I'm afraid, I find excuses for not to act. And it's in those daily decisions, whatever you're afraid to do, as soon as you catch it, you don't want to teach yourself that you're afraid and then you play small. You need to flip it. I'm afraid, and therefore, even if it doesn't work out, I'm afraid, therefore I must do it, because being afraid is no longer an acceptable reason to not take action for you. Number 2, understand that you're trying to serve. Your intentions are good, right? If your intentions are not good, then I don't have anything for you. Stop watching this video. But your intentions are good. What you're selling is beneficial, is helpful. You're trying to solve a problem. You're trying to change people's lives in a positive way, right? The intention is good. Deep down, explore, understand, like, what are my intentions? What's my intention for making this video? To help you, to serve. It's not just about how many views can I get on YouTube. I want these videos to make an impact, to make a difference in people's lives. So is your intention good? And if it's yes, then it's selfish not to share it. If it's yes, then it can't be a good enough reason now to cower and to be afraid. You have to put it out there because your intention is good. And that serves me a lot. When I'm afraid to get on stage, when I'm afraid to take a big meeting, 1 is I do difficult things, and 2 is my intention good, because I want to serve. And as soon as I make it about other people and not about me anymore, as soon as I make it about the audience, as soon as I make it about you, as soon as I make it about the people in the crowd, as soon as I make it about people who might buy my book, it then shifts me to a place of having more courage, because I have to get out of my own way, because I need to stop being selfish, because it's not about me anymore. It's about the people I'm trying to help and serve. So tap into that. Again, you're trying to serve, you're trying to help, your intentions are good, it's selfish not to share, get it out there. And then the third bit of advice I give to you on this is just, your dreams will never happen until you take action. Just think about the regret you're gonna have if you're still here. If I'm still in my car, right? So if you're still here, if you're still in the same spot in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, right? Some people spend their entire life knowing that they were capable of more and constantly being too afraid to take action. If you're still stuck in the same car with the same gas and brake at the same time, not moving, you're stuck. It's okay for one day, it's okay for 1 week, you can justify that, right? But if you're still here in a year, in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you still haven't done anything on your idea, let the weight of the regret force you to action. So whichever one of those paths help, I've used all 3 of them. I still continue to use all 3 of them. Step 1, what was step 1? Step 1 is you do difficult things, right? You do hard things. It's the most important thing you can teach yourself for your mindset, for your psyche, for your self-confidence. Step 2 is what's your intention? Your intention is to serve, to do good, to help, and it's selfish not to share. And then step 3, what was step 3? Step 3 was not to live with regrets. Don't live with regrets. Everything you want is on the other side of your fears. Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know, what was your single number 1 takeaway from this video, and how are you going to take action on it this week? The science says that when you get motivated and create your plan of action for specifically how you're gonna take action on the idea, write it down, when, with whom, how you're gonna do it, you have a 91% chance of actually following through versus just 35% if you got motivated but never actually created a specific plan. And when you share your plan publicly, you're much more likely to follow through, even more, to a higher degree. So I want you to get a result, not just watch YouTube videos, but to get a result in your life or in your business. So down in the comments below, I wanna know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action? Put it down below, because I wanna celebrate you. Also, if you want to have more confidence, I have designed a free training for you where every day for the next 254 days, I'll send you an unlisted video direct to your email to help you build your confidence. The science says it can take up to 254 days to successfully build a habit, and I want you to build the habit of confidence. The link to join is absolutely free. It's down in the description below. See you there.
There's my 2.5-year-old son sitting on the floor in a bunch of clothes, and there's a note. Can't handle it anymore, better off with you, good luck, I'm gone.
If you come up with an idea where you say, I can make dollar bills for 50 cents, would you go out and raise money, or would you just go out and sell it? You just go out and do it, you know, and that's what you have to do. And look, we all go through that fear factor of, do I quit my job? Can I do this? Can I do this, and what happens next? The one thing I know with 100% certainty, and what I would tell myself is, if I can sell and become a better and better salesperson and be great at selling, I'm always going to be successful whether I'm working for myself or if the company that I started just didn't work. I'll give you an example. Out of Indiana, before I went down to Dallas, I needed to start something. And I decided that everybody drank milk, and I found this product, powdered milk, that was cheaper, and everybody needed to save money. And I was going to go out there and sell it because it was cheaper. Now, it didn't taste quite as good. And so but I went out there to try to sell it. Failed miserably. But I learned how to make the sales effort even when things weren't going right. I learned that the rejection was, every no got me closer to a yes. That not every product was perfect, but I could take those same skills, even in failure, and translate them. So that what I learned selling garbage bags door to door, what I learned from selling powdered milk that was awful, what I learned from selling local area networks at Micro Solutions, all those things accumulated, and I got better at selling. So I always knew, people always say to me, if you lost everything, what would you do? I can sell. I can sell. And it's not about selling ice to Eskimos. It's not about, convincing people to do this. Selling is always about helping. Selling is always about understanding the person you're talking to and what their needs are. And if someone can help me make my life easier, yeah. People, now with employees, people always say, well, what's the definition of a great employee? Someone who can reduce the stress of those around them. And it's the same thing. What's the definition of a great salesperson? Someone who can reduce the stress of their salespeople. And if in looking at your company and looking at your life and looking at your goals, if you're able to go out there and recognize that whether it works or doesn't work, you're putting yourself in a position where you're helping somebody, not convincing somebody, and you're reducing their stress, you're gonna be okay. It's gonna work out. And that's the confidence I've built in myself that wasn't necessarily always there. But I learned that if I try to help, if I reduce people's stress, good things can happen.
If you want another awesome Entspresso clip from Elon Musk, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
When trying different things, you got to have some acceptance of failure, as you were alluding to earlier.